Greetings, Commanders, and welcome back to Tuesday Newsday. The Galactic Battle Season 10 is here, starting this week, and we've got a new infantry commander, Hubert. So that's what we're talking about today. I hope you like that new reworked intro for the Galactic Battle playoffs. We're going to be live streaming here on this channel. Hit the notifications if you want to go live with us. Unfortunately, my guild's first battle, win versus We Are United. Shout out to We Are United. What's up, guys? We are not going to be playing till 5 a.m. on Wednesday, so probably not going to be live streaming that one. But we are going to be live streaming throughout the weeks to come. The Galactic Battle time has changed from 4 hours to 6 hours, which actually is a really big change. I think it'll make for much better Galactic Battle matches. I think, where did I hear that? Oh gosh, I think the Theory Crafters think tank published it. But yeah, Galactic Battle is going to be 6 hours, not 4 hours. I really don't have any proof of that on screen. I don't know if that's a rumor. Ridiculous Badger, I might be wrong about that. If not, Ridiculous Badger was the one who mentioned it in one of the channels. Hopefully that's the case. The 4-hour battles are just too short. It really is just a sprint, you know? And I think 6 hours is kind of the right balance. We'll see how that works out going into the playoffs. Speaking of the playoffs, it looks like DZG, FBI, CHN, and CAD are the favorites. Win, my guild, is typically a top 4 guilds. But unfortunately, we are going to be facing CAD in the round of 8. And CAD is just the defending champions. They're an amazingly well-organized guild. So it's going to be a tough one for us. But anyway, a lot of the members of WIN have considered going to FBI. I don't know if they did. So it should be an interesting Galactic Battle Season 10. Definitely the best one we've had, the most balanced one. There's a lot more rock, paper, scissors going on, which brings us to the new commander, right? We got those new Tier 12 troops. Now, I put out an image last week trying to figure out the new naming scheme for the Tier 12 that was relaunched, because now there's 3 types of Tier 12. There's an HP type, there's an attack type, that's their primary stat, and then a defense type. Each one of these Tier 12 is very similar, except they all have, well, they're not very similar. They all have a primary stat. The Transcenders have HP, and this is for walkers and airships too. Bottom line is that we need a naming scheme. I threw out one that didn't stick. Krylar, though, posted on Reddit his idea for the naming scheme, which I think is actually really good. I think we should go with it moving forward. So moving forward, it's not Tier 12 Tear Space or TS anymore. These are just going to be Tier 12 HP. Tier 12 HP. They have the Terra Space skill. We'll call them the T12 HP. These are going to be the Tier 12 attack, because that's their primary stat. And then these are Tier 12 defense. So speaking of Tier 12 defense, we got this new Huberian commander, and it seems like this commander is meant to be played like a typical infantry commander. He's got a guaranteed hit 30% skill. It's a double strike, and it scales really nicely. It's going to hit really hard, but it doesn't ignore stats. That means you got to run penetration. Keep that in the back of your mind. His second skill, the 40% skill, is counter move. What this does is basically for one attack, if you melee hit him, not spell damage, melee hit him, he's going to absorb it 100% like Pisces, and then he's going to redirect it back to the troop that hit him. It can't exceed 1,000% of normal, which means he plays as a cool utility commander, but also as a main commander. If he can survive a few hits, he will continue to shell out damage as he takes hits. He doesn't ignore Roger's defensive stance, so he can't get through that. And he doesn't beat Elf very well. Elf just puts a beating on him with Curse, because he doesn't have a way to really mitigate that. So it seems like Huberian is going to be needing penetration, and he's going to be needing some tanky survival stats. So that means dodge, that means crit wither, that means defense, that means HP. That means not a lot of attack. See, because this skill, this counter move, says it can't exceed 1,000% of normal attack. So I think you need some level of attack just to make your troops still potent. And you don't want to necessarily gem for it, because you need to land hits. So I'm thinking the way we're going to build him, which is up for grabs, right? This isn't the breakdown of Huberian. This is the introduction. We need to explore it. I think we need to use the new Tier 12 troops, the defense troops. And how do we work that into Huberian's basic skill set? Well, I think first thing is you want Shura, right? Crit Wither lowers your opponent's damage when you take a hit. A little bit of defense and dodge is great. The alternatives would be, there's a new one with some tier suppression. Don't need that for high level play. That's more utility. There's a Shadow choice, and there's a Tyrant choice. I think overall, stat-wise, Shura is going to be the best. That's one thing I'm pretty confident about. As far as the pants, I think the new pants that just launched are going to be the best, and I think the new weapons are good, but I think Wild Rose is better, because with penetration, you really want to get over that 100%. You want to get to that 100% threshold, and Wild Rose has a little bit more penetration per level. It also has attack and strength and weaken, which is nice against airships. So I think Wild Rose is going to be the weapon moving forward, but we'll see. I want people to try it out. I want people to test it, and we want to see what the best Huberian build is going to be. And it's definitely going to be a tank build. I'm pretty confident about that, because even, like I said, if you lose 50% of your troops in your slot, your counter-strike can still hit way harder. So he's going to just be a monster if he can survive the hits. If you build him like a glass cannon, you're basically just relying on that counter-strike skill, counter-move to skill to trigger, and it's kind of a one-trick pony. You don't want to do that. You want to build tanky on him. So damage reduction, HP, defense, crit wither, a lot of penetration. And for gems, I'm thinking Sagittarius, maybe Gemini too, because you really get that double stack going. Definitely Sagittarius. Maybe not definitely Sagittarius. Hey, maybe not even guaranteed hit gems, because his counter-strike thing hits so hard, you might just want to build all around this counter move. I don't know. Definitely, I'm thinking Andromeda and Pisces might be really good. Just more survivability. As far as the helmet is concerned, yeah, I really like Devastation Helmet, just because it has that raw attack. But I think it might be too dangerous to run, just because it's so kind of one-trick pony. It's so glass cannony. It might be worth running these new helmets, right? Dodge, HP, accuracy in the helmet, or jewelry, excuse me. Probably the better stuff. I think the developers want us to use the new commanders and the new skills, or the new items, right? So if that's the case, and this is the new infantry commander on the block, this should be the build, right? You would think it'd be the weapons too, but I just don't think there's enough penetration here. And crit damage doesn't scale with counter move. I don't believe counter move crits. Let's double check that. Anyway, so for the pants, Fire Spirit for sure. Total skill trigger rate. We really want that 40% skill to scale up. And it is only percent per level, so it's like Dominion, right? It's not just going to give him a raw 3% on top of his 40. But anyway, that's what Huberian's looking like. A sweet tank commander with the new tier 12 infantry troop, the Dream Eater, with heavy defense, tank damage reduction, crit wither, and just being able to survive some rounds and just shell it out, man. I think he's going to be one of those commanders that just keeps taking hits, but he can just keep dealing it out, because it's hard to get rid of him. If you can make him really hard to kill, he can really start giving it back to him. That being said, the original tier 12 HP troop, the Terraspace troop, might be better. I don't know. Terraspace is so good. But you really have to stat into HP to get that value there. But anyway, that's Huberian. I'm excited to see what builds come of it. I look forward to seeing what DZG can do in the finals. I know, or in the playoffs, because they really stacked their guild this time around. CAD's the defending champs. FBI's always got a foot in the door. And CHN is this big, just massive powerhouse of a guild that's been making huge leaps every playoff. So this might be their season. We'll see. My name is Melt. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.